Good day, everyone, and welcome to my presentation. My name is Bina Sullivan, and today I will be presenting the monitoring and evaluation framework that are designed for the Mental and Physical Wellness Initiative at ETA College Bloemfontein. This presentation or webinar is part of SSOC 301, and I will be taking you through the purpose of this initiative, how the framework was developed, and how it will be monitored, and the findings that will guide improvements moving forward. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. Before we get started, just make sure you can see my screen and feel free to introduce yourself in the chat function. Presentation slides will be shared after the session, and the session will run for about 10 to 12 minutes, and I will take questions at the end. Great. Okay, introduction. The Mental and Physical Wellness Initiative was created to support both students and staff on the Bloemfontein campus. In the wake of the COVID pandemic, the Mental and Physical Wellness Initiative aims to support both students and staff by fostering a healthy environment. Through engaging activities like mental wellness and physical wellness days, we seek to improve overall wellness and build resilience on campus community. These activities align with the ETA staff and student wellness. These activities align with the ETA staff and student wellness policy and respond to the rising needs for mental health and physical health support in higher education. Why do we need a MEF, a monitoring and evaluation framework? To make sure the initiative is actually effective, we need a monitoring and evaluation framework. The MEF allows us to track whether the activities we planned are achieving their goals. It shows us if the stress levels are going down, if participation is improving, and if absenteeism is decreasing. It also helps us identify what is working and what needs improvement. Most importantly, it supports evidence-based decision-making instead of guessing. The project goals. The project goals are very clear. First, to reduce stress among students and staff. Second, to increase physical activity through things like weekly yoga sessions or campus-wide physical wellness days. Third, to improve resilience and time management. And overall, to create a supportive, healthy campus environment where people can function at their best. Okay, core activities of the initiative. To reach these goals, several activities form one of the initiative. So, the activities include mental wellness days, physical wellness days, holistic wellness programs, awareness campaigns, ongoing support and follow-up, time management, and resilience workshops. Okay. Designing the monitoring and evaluation framework. To build the MEF, I followed a structured process. First, we have to identify the goals and the objectives. Then we have to select the key performance indicators that shows whether the goals are being reached. Next, we have to establish a baseline data, which gives us a starting point of the project. After that, we have to choose the data collection methods, such as attending registers and well-being surveys. Once the data is collected, it will be analyzed to see if progress was made. And then so the findings will be shared with the students and the staff, and the initiative will be improvised based on the results. And then lastly, ethical considerations such as consent, confidentiality, and secure data storage were also included. Okay, quality indicators. So understanding metrics for evaluating wellness initiative success. The indicators I selected are practical and easy to measure. So to measure success, the MEF tracks attendance numbers at wellness events, stress level changes, absenteeism reduction, workshop participation, and feedback satisfaction ratings. Tracking these indicators helps us see real changes over time, and it also shows whether the initiative is meeting its intended goals. Okay, the four-stage cycle. The monitoring and evaluation cycle includes four main stages. So it's the planning stage, the implementation stage, the monitoring and learning stage, and then the learning and improvement. Planning involves defining the goals and preparing the activities according to the academic calendar. Implementation is when the activities actually take place. Monitoring and evaluation involves collecting the data such as attending and survey results. And then finally, the learning stage allows the team to look at the results and make improvements for the future. This cycle ensures that the initiative stays relevant and effective. Okay, here's just a log frame overview. The log frame summarizes the whole project in a structured way. The overall goal is to build a healthier and more resilient ETA community. And the expected outcomes includes improved resilience, better well-being, and increased productivity. The output, it refers to the actual activities delivered, like wellness days and workshops. The log frame also includes indicators, the tools used to verify them, and the assumption or risks, such as the availability of staff and the willingness of students to participate. Okay, data collection methods. A variety of methods will be used to collect the data, okay, such as attendance registers, pre and post wellbeing surveys, online feedback forms, absenteeism records, qualitative comments, and observation notes. Combining different methods helps to create a more complete picture of the impact. Okay, ethical considerations. Ethics and confidentiality are extremely important in a wellness project. Participants must provide consent, and all personal information must remain confidential. All feedback and survey responses will be anonymized, and only authorized staff will have access to the data. To protect privacy, the data will be stored on a password protected laptop and backed up on a OneDrive account. Okay, here are some challenges identified. Okay, so like many wellness initiatives, this project faces a few challenges. One major challenge is the heavy academic workload students experience, especially because while many of them participate in sports. This often limits participation in wellness activities. Another challenge is limited resources, meaning time, staffing, and available facilitators. There are also barriers such as mental health stigma and scheduling conflicts for both students and staff. Some well-being outcomes like stress or resilience are subjective, which means, which makes them harder to measure accurately. So lastly, without consent, data collection results can become unreliable. So here is the evaluation plan. So what's the purpose? The evaluation aims to see whether the mental and physical wellness initiative is actually making a difference on campus. So we look at things like participation, stress levels, resilience, and absenteeism to see whether the activities are meaningful and helpful. The scope also includes checking how useful the activities are for students and staff, and whether the initiative meets the needs of the ETI community. We aren't only looking for short-term changes, like attendance. We're also evaluating long-term outcomes, such as improved coping skills and well-being. So the cost breakdown. Most of the costs are related to time. Time needed from staff to collect data, organize it, and analyze it. There are also administrative work, like sending out surveys or updating attendance registers. Other costs include materials for printing or awareness posters and the facilitation costs for workshops. We also consider indirect costs such as the time staff spend on evaluation tasks that could have been used for other duties. So while the project doesn't require a major financial investment, it does not require consistent time and resource management. Okay, methodology. So I used a mixed method approach, which means I combined the quantitative information like attendance and survey scores with qualitative information from feedback forms. The survey helps measure before and after changes in stress and resilience. Attendance registers show how well the activities are supported. The feedback forms give personal insights about what participants enjoyed or struggled with. The absence data helps us see whether well-being changes influence attendance. Using several methods together helps build a much clearer understanding of the initiative impact. Roles and responsibilities. The MEF coordinator oversees the whole process and makes sure the data is collected properly and on time. Activity facilitators run the workshops or wellness sessions and make sure the attendance and feedback are recorded accurately. Administrative support helps with data capturing and sending out surveys. The data analyst roles focuses on summarizing the information, creating graphs, and preparing reports. Finally, the stakeholders, it is the students and the staff, act as key stakeholders by providing feedback and completing surveys, which helps improve the accuracy and the reliability of results. Okay, now for the data flow. So first, data is collected through attendance, surveys, feedback forms, and absent records. Then everything is stored securely, only authorized people can access it, and it's all backed up carefully to protect confidentiality. Next is the data analysis. So once the data is stored, it is analyzed to look for trends and changes compared to baseline results. The findings are then presented to staff and students and staff in a clear and accessible way, usually with graphs and summaries. Finally, the information is used to improve the initiative, whether that makes adjusting the schedule and offering more workshops or addressing gaps. Okay, so how findings will be used. So it's used to improve scheduling, offer more targeted workshops, strengthen participation strategies, increase communication and awareness, and adjust activities based on feedback, and to support continuous improvement of campus well-being. Okay, so here is just the percentage of increase. Okay, so improved student participation rates increased by 75% from when it was. Enhanced mental wellness scores, 60% increased, and then increased overall satisfaction levels is 85%. In conclusion, the MEF ensures the wellness initiative delivers meaningful support, tracks progress responsibly, improves campus well-being, aligns with ETA wellness policy, and promotes a healthier, stronger academic community. Okay, thank you so much for joining my webinar. I will now take any questions or suggestions you might have.